All right, guys. Our next lesson is to write expressions with variables. So the last lesson we talked about were parts of an expression. We talked about how an expression is a number sentence with no equal sign. We talked about the different parts. We talked about sums. We talked about quotients and products and coefficients and constants and terms and things like that. We're going to use that vocabulary and we're going to start writing them. So they're going to be in word form and we're going to put them in number form. Okay? It starts off by saying a situation can often be modeled mathematically by translating verbal statements into mathematical statements or writing a statement that represents the situation. So what they've done is they have separated it into the different operations based on addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And so we're going to run through this real quick and we're going to talk about these. Then we're going to get in and we're going to do some practice questions, okay? All right, starting with addition. We know addition means to add, and our keywords here, they've highlighted some of them for us. All right, is the sum, remember, is the answer to an addition problem. More than, plus, added to, increased by. Those are all going to mean adding. So the first one we said is the sum of a number and 4. So the sum, we know we're going to be adding of a number, okay? Does it tell us what number? No, when we see the word a number, when we see a number, that means it's going to be a variable. It means we don't know what the number is, and so it's going to be a variable. A lot of times it's going to be represented by x, okay? So the sum of a number, I'm going to put an x over it, and 4. So that means we're going to be adding a number and 4, just like here. Okay, the next one, 5 more than a number. And notice the order they put it in. How 5 comes first. So 5 more than means add of a number. When we see a number, we're going to think of variable. Okay, here they put 5 more than a number. All right, see, this is where you would think that this would be correct, right? Now, I don't know if you remember way back when, but when we see the word than, that means it goes to the back. So the number in front of it's going to go to the back. So what happens is 5 is actually going to go to the back, and so it's going to be x plus 5. Okay? We're about to see it different here. It says 2 plus a number. We don't have that than word. It's not bringing it to the back. Okay? So it's just straight up 2 plus a number, okay? 13 added to a number, added to, okay? Added to. That means it's going to be tacked onto. So that means our number is going to, or the variable is going to come first, and the number is going to come last, okay? 75 increased by a number. So 75 is what's being increased. So increased, which means plus, a number. All right. So subtraction. Okay. Let me erase this right here before we move on down. All right. So subtraction. 3 less than a number. See, we have that than word there. So 3 is going to bring 3 to the back. So it's going to be a number, okay? So that's going to be x less than, we know is subtraction, 3. That's how they got that. All right, 25 is decreased by a number. So 25 decreased by, subtracted, a number, okay? A number, which is going to be our variable, minus 3. That was pretty simple. All right, subtracted from, that's going to be one of our words that bring it to the end. Okay, so far we have found that when we see the word than, it goes to the end. If we see the word added to, it goes to the end. Subtracted from is going to go to the end. Okay? So these are all our backwards words. Okay? Our rewind, our reverse, bringing it to the back. Okay? The difference between a number and 21. A difference between a number. So a number and 21. All right? It just takes practice to getting used to these, okay? So I'm going to subtract these and we're going to look at multiplication real quick. Multiplication, 8 times a number. Notice that a number and a letter, a number and a variable can be next to each other. That means multiplication. A number multiplied by 9, same thing. Notice how they're not doing this. When you have a variable and a number, when you have a coefficient in a variable, okay, the coefficient always comes first. The number always comes first. The variable goes next, okay? Another key word here is going to be of, okay, and product. Those are our key words for multiplication. All right, division, the quotient of 6 and a number, okay? 24 divided by a number. 24 is being divided by it. The ratio of a number and 13. Remember, ratios are fractions, and fractions is another form of division. So if you see ratio, that means we're dividing. All right, let me erase these things right here. All right. All right, it says break the expression into parts and then translate each part. All right, back up here to the example. It says translate the following written expression into a mathematical expression. It says the product of the square of the product of A and B and the sum of E and F. Woo, we got a lot going on here, right? So let's pull out these key words, okay? We see the word product. We see the word square. We see another word product. And we see sum. Okay, so let's chunk this. Product means multiply, just like it says here. Product means multiplication. Okay, so we're going to find the product of the square of the product of A and B. Okay. So the product of the square. The product of the square. Square means it's an exponent. So we're going to square the product of A and B. Okay. So we're going to find the product of A and B. That's going to be A times B, and it's going to be squared. Notice I put it in parentheses. So we're going to find the product of the square of A and B and the sum of E and F. So let's look at this chunk right here, the sum of E and F. So sum means add. So we're going to add E plus F. Okay? What are we going to do in between here? What's our ultimate goal? Our ultimate answer is to find the product. So we're going to multiply them together. Now I get that's a lot. That's why we're going to move on. We're going to practice a few other ones, okay? So let me erase this and see. Oh, we're not going to watch that. All right. So let's come to the practice right here. Okay? So let's read the statement and identify the expressions that are equivalent. The sum of a number times 3 and 15. The sum of a number times 3 and 15. All right? The sum of a number. All right? The sum of a number times 3 and 15. All right, so let's look and see what this could be. So the sum of a number, so sum means to add, correct? Times 3 and 15. Okay, so I want us to look at our options right here. Okay, first I want you to pause and I want you to think this through. Okay, and I want you to think through what could the answers be here. The sum of a number times 3 and 15. It's kind of tricky the way it's worded. All right. I'm thinking through this right now, okay, because it is worded a little tricky. I'm thinking, all right, let's just click these answers, okay, and see what we come up with. All right, so I want you to compare. Is this what you got? Did you get 15 plus 3 times n? All right, did you get 15 plus 3n? And then n times 3 plus 15. The sum of a number times 3 and 15. All right? So this is going to be the sums of the numbers, and we're multiplying it by that. Okay? This is going to also be the correct answers. Okay? Let's see why they say what it is. Okay? A number times 3. So a number times 3. So n times 3 can be written that way. So the sum of a number times 3 and 15. So we're chunking it. We're adding 15 to it. So every time we're supposed to be trying to find 3 times n plus 15. So see here we have n times 3, n times 3, n times 3, and each time we're adding 15. Okay? Let's see if we can look at another one. That one was a little tricky. All right, which of the following expressions represent the statement below? 8 plus the square of a number. 8 plus the square of a number. So let's write it out. 8 plus the square of a number. So we're going to have a number being squared. Does any of those match this answer? Is there anything we can get rid of? We're talking about plus, so we can automatically get rid of these because that's subtraction. Okay? We got something similar to B. Okay? Why can't it be A? The reason it can't be A is because since it's in parentheses, that means that square is going to go to 8 as well. And we're not squaring 8. We're only squaring the variable. So let's check our answer. Very good. All right. The square of a number minus 14. Is there any we can get rid of? We're talking about minus, so we can get rid of these addition problems. Okay, the square of a number. So a number squared minus 14. Is there anything that looks like this? A. Remember, if it's both of them are in parentheses like this, that square applies to that 14 too. And that's not right. And plus it's in the wrong order. N is the number's supposed to be subtract minus 14, okay? Yay, we got it right. All right, let's try a few more. All right, 8 less than 3 times a number. 8 less than 3 times a number. So 3 times a number and 8 less than. Ooh, you see that less than? Remember, that's our, means bring it to the back. Okay, less than means subtract. So do we have one of these? Let's see. Let's see if we're right. Very good. All right, we're going to do one more, and I'm going to let you try it first. Okay? Which of the following expressions matches the statement above? Multiply W and 9, then add 5. I want you to pause and I want you to try it. Which one is it going to be? Multiply W and 9, then add 5. All right, let's think about this. Multiply W and 9, then add 5. All right, according to order of operations, we do parentheses first, right? So that means we would have to do this first. 9 plus 5. Is that following our directions? No, so that can't be correct. Are we adding W and 9? No. Okay. Are we multiplying W and 5? No. So our final answer has to be A. And we got it right. All right. So I know these are a little tricky, and so you just have to take it chunks by chunks and practice with it, okay? All right, if you have any questions, let me know. We are going to practice writing expressions with the variables, okay? It's very important that we learn how to do this. It's one of the most important math skills you probably have, okay? All right, see you later.